Welcome back, everybody, once again to Kureon. I am, of course, your dungeon master, and this is my wondrous crew. I have the volume on stream, and that just really messed me up. Okay, that was really confusing. So, welcome back, obviously. Last time, our adventurers had found themselves in the town of Silgar, on the southwestern coast of the continent of Calrim. They had wandered there after finishing up their duties in Halfgate, and after spending some time around the town, speaking to various different members of the community, blacksmiths who wish to make powerful weapons for the party, drinking some incredibly strong whiskey stolen from a wizard, pranking and keying the cart of said wizard, standing on his, flowers and such. You decided to hire a guide to venture into the mountains to find what the locals called Crypt Home. After finding Stead, the somewhat grumpy and straight talking guide, you ventured into the mountains where you came across an old abandoned logging camp that was being repurposed by a group of giants and ogres, which you quickly slew, but not without danger. And in the morning, you made your way to the cave, which is what was known as Crypto. Leaving your guide outside, you ventured within and finding a large set of stone doors which had the inscription Calraz Horkle on them. You answered the riddle, which the doors had posited, and they opened, revealing the darkness within. And it's there where we're going to pick up today in our adventurer's tale. As you gaze into the darkened stone hall beyond, a chill creeps up your spine, latching on to the back of your neck in a cold sweat. The dull stonework seems to stretch on into the black, and wisps of foreboding mist dance like tendrils of a forlorn creature. Before you lies a long hall with a tall ceiling. At the center of it is a huge, elongated column that forces the path to split left and right. Cold stone walls chiseled in a distinctive style of ancient dwarven crafters. What would you like to do?
Hello, Echo.
Have we not learned our lesson about singing and shouting with echoes?
As you
And that's technically talking to yourself and answering yourself. The first sign of going insane.
Again,
as you
You don't need that anymore.
Been there, done that.
there is no echo.
Got the blue hair to prove it. There's no echo though.
so stepping in here, is it too dark for us to make anything out? Do I know what this is?
You have dark vision. You can see. This is a dwarven entry hall.
Do I recognize that this is what it
it's
is?
It's a lot older. It's like over the years, stone's been reworked and rebuilt. This is a lot older than what you're used to, but this is the entry hall to a dwarven keep. The great stone gates would be the first thing that invaders would see going in. Usually, they're open because dwarves aren't usually a threat from outside.
Very quietly in Dwarvish, I whisper, "Fuck."
Language.
No, that's all right. I'm not that much taller than you.
It looks like they both split around to the same. It's like a pillar in the center, like a large square barricade, essentially, that goes all the way up to the ceiling. It's to funnel people round to both sides so they can't formation block up.
Well,
One has to step forward first.
I'm off.
Yeah, I mean,
Hoping
no sense in
she'd do
standing
that.
there.
Following a good 6 paces behind Gun just in case.
Yep.
Okay, so
same.
let's have a matching order, shall we?
I'm up front with my slow drone.
You swode.
My
I'm
sword.
second.
Okay.
I'm far enough behind so in case there are traps, like I'm not going to be in, hopefully away from them if Gun sets them off,
Okay,
but still fairly near the front.
but Gun's going first. Who's going after Gun?
I'm second.
All right. Tilly. Obviously, this is just a vague order because it's not 5 foot wide. You know, you can spread out a bit. But who's after Tilly?
I was gonna say I'll go.
Okay. Well, we'll have Namari and Willona, and then Tristan and
Yeah, a bit near the back.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So, are you just marching in, Gun?
Yep.
As you like. All right.
Looking around as we go, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you make a perception check in that case then.
That is a 15.
15. Okay. Good to know. So, as you step forward and you begin to walk around the side of this large sort of stone pillar in the center here, beyond a great room opens up, at the end of which stand 2 huge statues of dwarves, each of them holding onto a thick steel chain in their grasp, which is in turn holding up a heavy drawbridge that stands over a second set of open but portcullis gates. The portcullis is open. The 2 dwarves, the 2 dwarven statues are immensely big, and this chain is, the thickness of it is probably around 10 foot thick, and the sheer size of these dwarven statues holding this up. Gun, you know these as Daugol. These are the first line of defense for dwarven keeps. These are constructs. These are golems.
Oh shit.
And they are inactive.
Right.
Hopefully they stay that way.
Would I know about how they get activated, or do I just know they exist?
You make a history check.
Oh boy.
Also, we'll get to what you see in a moment. Tilly.
Natural 20.
So, you're not much for magic, but Great Uncle Olaf enjoyed talking about the exploits of the Circle Court, the dwarven foundation of wizards that exists within each dwarven hold. And the Circle Court is one of their responsibilities is the upkeep of the Daugals, and the activation of the Daugals in the event of an invasion from outside.
Okay. Well, I will approach to go past them, but look really fucking nervous as I do, because I'm like,
well, as you begin walking forward, Tilly, as you've been keeping an eye out this entire time, you see that creeping down the walls, skittering on all 4 legs, are incredibly thin, emaciated creatures, shorter than a human, with large, thick bones. Thin wisps of hair you see as they get closer, tongues lolling out to the side as you see them grapple onto the stonework with ashen-covered claws. One of them, slightly larger than the others, still has the wispy remnants of a beard from which hangs an ancient coin. And from this creature's eyes, you see flecks of soot black flicker off into the depths as they crawl towards you now. And you hear them as they realize they've been spotted. You hear them as they begin crawling towards you all now. And I would like you to make initiative rolls, everyone.
yeah.
I've already used the drift globes daylight today, haven't
Yes. No, you made it.
Yeah,
cast
you
I'm
turned.
going to say we
you
rested
turned on.
before coming here.
Yeah, you turned it on before we went in.
on,
Yeah.
but you haven't daylighted it.
Susie, your dice are amazing.
Hey, can I have him back?
My initiative's real bad, guys. Just want to put that out there.
I've done better, but it's not terrible.
All right, so
I don't think I've done worse, actually. That might be my worst.
The question is, can you do worse?
Yes, but I could
Oh,
do
well,
one.
then it's not as bad as it could be then.
I could do worse once. I could do one more worse.
Ah, right.
okay, let's get your tokens out here. There we go. All right. So here we are, everyone.
Excuse me, sorry.
All right, 25 to 20.
21.
21 for
22.
22 for Lamar. All right, 15 to 20.
15.
15 for Tristan. All right. Uh, 10 to 15.
12.
12 for Ronan. 5 to 10.
5.
6. Very fast.
All right. That's everybody, right? Yes, it is. Okay, so what did you get, Brendan? 12, right?
12.
All right. So first up, then, as these creatures just begin skittering towards you at a natural speed, is Nzari.
I can see that the one in the center is perhaps leading them, or
It looks more powerful.
yeah,
Mm.
I'm gonna go straight for him with Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Yeah, although actually no, I'm gonna go Armor of Agathis on myself because there's a lot
Okay.
of them.
Yeah. All right. So, as you cast your spell, you see the shimmering of like rainbowish energy around your hand for a moment, as near invisible plates of magic ice form for a moment around your body, and they shift and change as you move, protecting all of your weak points with this strange eldritch armor. And that will end your go, which brings us to Willona.
Right. I'm going to first check my distance here real quick. Cool. So I'm going to cast Fairy Fire so that it catches all these guys right here. 20-foot cube. Wait. Hold on. All right, so these guys, I think, will be caught in it.
Yeah, it would catch those three. It would not catch the one that's currently on the statue.
Yeah, we'll go with just these three then.
Okay. Yep. All right. And that is dexterity saving throws?
Yes. My DC is 16.
Okay.
Wait. 14. I'm sorry. How was it 14?
14. And that's dex save, right?
Yes.
Okay, so one of them fails. This one here fails.
Cool.
So they have fairy fire on. So as you reach out and the divine scroll appears for a moment in front of your body, you read from it, and as it flitters up and vanishes, a dust seems to appear out of nowhere, like droplets of sunlight glittering all over each of the individual creatures, coating them. But two of them manage to dodge and duck between the different clouds. One of them, however, is caught in it, and you see now is brightly illuminated by all of these tiny dots, like tiny little stars in the night sky across all of it. Which brings us. Oh,
I
anything?
also have a bonus action.
Okay.
I'm going to. Wait, never mind. I don't have a bonus action. Never mind. Go for it. I'm good.
All right. Okay. So now the bigger of the creatures, the ones that seems to have like ash and soot pouring from its eyes, is going to charge forward towards you, Gun, and is going to attack you with its claws.
Come on then.
That's going to be a 22 to hit.
Just.
All right. That's going to be 9 points of slashing damage. And I would
Rude.
like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
21.
Okay. So, as the creature just charges towards you, this unnatural, like, sort of bending to its movements, as if it no longer cares for musculature, it charges towards you, instantly latching onto you and biting down with a heavy. You can feel the teeth sink in. These are not the natural teeth of what you can now see up close was once a dwarf. As it digs into you, it sticks its tongue into the wound, but as you pull it away, the necrotizing, paralyzing agent in there, as you can feel your entire shoulder go numb for a second, has not managed to be ejected into you as you throw this creature off you.
Nasty. What the fuck? Is what I say as I push it off.
And that would bring us to Tristan.
Okay, I'll start my go off by shouting out, well, I guess it's time to brighten your... Oh, shit. Realising that the spell I was about to cast in the exact same place was just cast just before I could do it. But instead, I'm going to do it anyway. And see if I can catch the other 3 that managed to save without catching Gun in it, because, you know, don't need advantage against you two.
That is true.
If I can catch those 3.
You'd only
anyway.
manage to be able to get 2.
Right. But whichever way I can get the main guy and as many as possible.
It's a 10-foot radius, 20-foot
10.
cube.
You can get 2 of them. So you can get the main guy and 1 more.
Yeah, the main guy and the one just above it.
Yeah, okay. All right, so 2 dexterity saving throws. Both of those fail.
Yeah, boy.
One with a natural 1.
And with my bonus, I turn to Ronan, like pat him on the shoulder and say, "But he can't hit that one up there," and inspire him. I don't
Okay.
know how.
Are you negging him into like an inspiration dice?
Yeah, it's essentially like I'm betting.
All right, would you like to
Yeah.
move anywhere? You're up next, by the
No,
way.
I'm good now. Yeah, I'm good now. I am for now.
Okay. All right, Ronan.
So the inspiration's a D6 in it?
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, I bet I fucking can. And I'll aim at the guy up on the thing, and I'll hunter's mark him and attempt to hit him
Mm-hmm.
with a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
So that'll be, oh shit, max damage. 18 points of damage.
Ooh. All right.
Am I inspired?
You're not. No.
You can't get inspired by your own inspiration.
By his own
You're
greatness.
impressed, but not inspired. So, as Tristan pats you on the shoulder, you pull your bow out, aiming as far as you can, just caught on the edge of Tilly's Driftgourd light. You see this creature half enshadowed, but your bow strikes true, and you just hear off in the distance just this as this creature is just stabbed right through the chest by it. But you watch now as the shape continues to shift and move, slowly making its way down the statue towards you.
Then I will swap to my my sword.
Okay. So, as these creatures move in towards you from back and forward. Okay, so 2 of them are going to strike at you, Gun.
Mm-hmm.
So one of them is going to be a 22 to hit, and the
Yep.
other one is a 14.
Nope.
No, so one of them does hit you, and is going to once again claw you.
Okay.
One dice. So that's 9 points of slashing damage. Another Constitution saving throw.
20, not natural.
Okay, so once again, you feel as these claws rake across you, leaving this black mucus behind. It seems for a moment to numb up, but it sticks around. One of them is going to strike at you, Willona. And that's going to be 16 to hit.
That is not going to hit.
All right. And at the back, as 2 of them approach from behind you, one's going to strike at you, Ren. That's going to be a 12 to hit. And one's going to strike at you, Tristan. With, jeez, man, I can't roll today at all. But that one might still hit. That's a 16 to hit.
Hits.
All right. So you take 7 points of slashing damage, and I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Okay.
14.
Okay, so you feel this rake across your back as one of these creatures comes up behind you, and it burns for a moment and goes numb, but you manage to fight off the poison that is in these claws, pushing forward into Tilly's go.
Okay, that time. I'm going to slip on over here.
Yeah, you'll take an attack of opportunity.
Will I?
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, I'm leaving. I think I want to do that. Damn it, Stuart. I guess I stay where I am then.
Oh, okay.
And I'll attack this one on gun side.
Okay.
Get sneak attack.
Yes, you do.
It's verified as well, right?
It's very fired, yeah. It's really good. Purple means Tristan. Red means Willona.
So that was a 20, not that.
That does hit, yeah.
Surprise. That is... Wow, that's pretty bad damage. That's 11 piercing total.
11 pieces. Alright.
Was low on the dice.
Alright, so as you twist the dagger around in your hand, you bring it into the side of this creature, just tearing down on the shoulder joint, and you feel barely any muscle structure in there. It's all skin as you tear it around. As you pull the dagger out, the creature just seems to be completely unfazed by this quite powerful wound into it.
Okay, and then I will... Wait, I have bonus, which I will use to disengage and then move down.
Where you're going to go. Alright. Which brings us to gun.
Okay, I'm gonna swing at the guy in front of me.
Yeah.
With my great sword. Actually, no, I'm gonna rage first. And we'll get real angry.
Okay.
Okay.
Rage.
So I'm raging. 22 to hit.
That does hit, yeah.
Okay, so that's 2d6. 5 plus 5, 10, then plus the 2 range, 12. 12 slashing damage, and it needs to make a strength saving throw.
Is that including the +1 for the sword? And
Yes.
the advantage you get on it?
I didn't realize I had advantage. Oh, because it's undead, so I do get advantage.
Yes.
Doesn't matter, because that second one was real bad.
And you have Fairy Fire as well.
And Fairy Fire.
Yeah, it's
but-
all the advantage. Reckless attack, 4 times advantage.
I just hit it, just guaranteed. So that's 12 slashing, but it does need to make a strength saving throw.
Okay, is this the big guy?
Yeah, the big guy right in front of me.
Okay, strength saving throw. Oh, surprisingly high strength for something with no muscle structure. That is going to be a 16.
Fuck! No. I give it I bring down my sword to slash, but then like turn the flat of my blade and try and push it, and it doesn't move.
Alright, what's the... Well, how much damage was that? 12, did you say?
12.
Okay.
So it bit you, and then you felt the butt, or it felt the butt of your sword.
Yeah.
So, as you begin to rage and you see the vision just turns red for a moment, you bring a sword into this creature, twisting it at the last second to try and slam it backwards. It just cracks into the creature, and the creature's head twists at a horrible 90-degree angle, wisps of beard and ancient, where you can now see his ancestor coin jingling to the side. It snaps an entire full 90 degrees and then back round. Which brings us to Namari.
I look around because, oh my god, they're behind us as well, and which one? And then blast the one on top of or north of Gun.
Okay, the one that climbed out in the statue.
No, that one with fairy fire. The one it's surrounding her.
Okay, gotcha.
Advantage. Fuck's sake, I rolled a 2 and a 5. That's a 12 to attack.
Just hits.
Just hits. Yay. And that is a 14 damage.
14 damage, alright. So, as this creature has already been wounded by Tilly, you extend your hand towards it, and once again, the black and greenish energy blasts from your ring and just strikes into the side of this creature's head. And this time, instead of snapping it to the side like it did with guns, it just caves in the side of it, and you just hear this horrible squealing sound as the creature's life energy leaves it. Instead of blood bursting from the wound, you see like a shadowy ash just puffs out of it as the creature is slammed to the floor by the impact of your blast. It's dead. It's dead.
I know.
And that will end your go. Brings us to Walona.
Going to clutch my holy symbol or rather, touch my shield, and just say a quick prayer and try to turn undead by channeling divinity.
All right. So what's your DC on this?
14.
Okay, so the first one passes. The larger one passes.
As to say, this catches all of them.
Yeah. Okay. That one passes. That one passes. That one passes. And they all pass. So, as you clasp your holy symbol and you see for a moment around you, almost like a pair of wings, you see a rising sun behind you. All you hear in response is the larger creature just go as you get the feeling that its presence is dampening your holy energies.
Feels bad, man. All right. Well, that's gonna be my turn. That's fine.
Okay, and that will bring us to one of their goes. So the larger one once again is going to claw at you, Gun. That's going to be a 12 to hit.
Nah, fam.
So as it goes to claw, you just raise your blade and smack its hand to the side. You see it crack back and then crack back into place.
Much like your wrists.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, gee. Which will bring us to Tristan.
I think the one that just came up and had a go at me, I'm gonna take out my short sword and have a go back, and probably not be as effective, but you never know.
Precious.
I mean, it's a not natural 20.
Okay, it's a 20. That does hit.
That's going to be 1d6. So that's going to be 5 points of damage total.
5 points of damage. Right.
I'm just going the full on guard, like thinking I'm from Princess Bride.
Yeah, so you jam the sword in, you pull it back out, and the creature just...
I don't notice its reaction, I'm just too busy making it look fancy.
Flourish.
Yeah.
Alright, and that will bring us to Ronan.
You're muted, Stevie.
Thank you. I'll move my hunter's mark onto the creature that Tristan was just attacking.
Okay.
Seeing him flourish, I'm like, he's not taking it serious. So I'm gonna try and immediately decapitate it.
Okay.
That'll be a 16 to hit.
That does hit, yep.
and it's Hunter's Mark dice, and now also Colossus. So it 17 points of damage.
That is the exact hit points. As you spin round to see this creature, you see Tristan flourish, and you just use the momentum with your spin and just with your curved blade, you just take the head off of this creature, and as you flick the sword in your hand, instantly getting rid of the blood in one precise motion. But instead of blood, all you see is ash as this creature just to the ground. Dead as a dodo. And that will end your turn, right? Which brings us to their turn. So, Ronan, one is still going to attack you. And this is horrible. This creature is finally going to move up here. And is going to strike at you, Tilly.
Weird.
And misses. And then 2 at you, Gun. That's going to be a 17 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, 18. And that's going to be an 18 as well. 2 18s.
Yeah.
So the first one is 7 points of slashing damage and a
Reduce.
Constitution saving throw.
I'm raging, so 3.
Yes. And the second one is also 7, so that's another 3.
Okay.
And then 2 Constitution saving
2
throws. for me.
constitution saves, that's fine. Let me just... No, it's only strength. 9
Okay.
and 22.
All right. So, as the larger creature once again latches onto you and begins biting into you, this time as the tongue goes in, you feel its effects. You're too horrified to fully force it off as it takes effect, and your entire body seizes up. And you see now, as you look at Gun, emanating from the wound are these veins of black which seem to crawl across her face and arm, and she's just frozen in place, great sword ready to strike, but unable to move. Tilly, it's your go.
Cool. I'm like surrounded now, which is a problem.
Enemies on all sides.
Yeah. I guess I'll stab one. I feel like that's a good course of action.
If in doubt, stab it out.
Yeah, that's my motto. That's what I say. That was a nat 20, so I feel like that worked well for me.
Yeah.
I don't get sneak attack though, do I? If Gun's now terribly immobilized.
I mean, I'm still within 5 feet.
No, you're not threatening, unfortunately.
I'm always threatening. How dare you?
You do not get sneak attack.
Okay, cool. So this is 2d4. That was a 2. That's a middling start and a 1. Okay, so that's 8 piercing damage to the one in front of me.
Okay.
Like this one next to Gun.
Yeah. All right.
And then, while in roam, I will bonus action 2-weapon fighting and punch the other one.
Okay.
That is going to be a 13, which is
That
not
does
as good.
hit.
That does hit.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna use a maneuver on this.
They're not wearing anything, by the way.
Oh, I guess they are naked.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a trip attack, which is a strength saving throw.
Okay.
And it does...
Natural 20.
Cool. It does 4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. So, as you bring your dagger in, you stab one of them. Letting go of it, you just swing and punch the other one, trying to knock it off its feet from the sheer force of your blow. And you just smack it, and it does fall to the ground, mostly because you just caved in the right-hand side of its jaw into the rest of its skull. And as you look around the other one, you look around, and as you do, your dagger appears back in your hand as you look down at the dead corpse of the other creature.
It all worked out.
Which brings us to Gun. And your turn, Gun. Oh, no, wait. You can make a saving throw.
Damn fucking right.
Yeah.
12.
Okay. So now you feel the effects begin to wear off as you. And that will end your go. And which brings us to the top of the round again, which is Namari.
I'm going to attack the big guy shooting an Eldritch Blast in between Gun and
Okay.
the heads of Gun and Tilly.
Yeah. You don't really. Tilly doesn't even need to really duck.
Yeah. That's a 14 to hit.
That does hit, yes.
Does it? Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's another 9. 14 damage.
14 damage. That's not bad at all.
Mm.
Not bad at all. So once again, this energy sparks out of your hand and slams into the creature. This one seems like it is much more durable than the others, and this effect just doesn't seem to have as much to it. Which will bring us to Bologna.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. All right, so, well, none of my shit seems to be working today, so I'm just gonna, cast Protection from Evil and Good on myself, I think.
Okay, what does that do?
Give me a moment. I will read it out to you. I know I had it prepared, I just didn't have it written down. Because I'm a dingus. Oh my god, sorry about that. Protection from Evil and Good. It is one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures, aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. They have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. Target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed.
Okay, and who are you choosing for this?
Myself.
Yourself, okay. So you're going to cast Protection from Good and Evil on yourself.
Yes, but my fairy fire goes away then.
Yes, okay. So Fairy Fire, which was only affecting the guy that was...
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, so you once again, the divine scroll appears in front of you for a moment as it flashes away. This thin, just like 1 pixel line of white energy appears around your entire body, and the nearby creature just coils away from it in fear. And that will end your go, bringing it to the big guys. Go. Who's going to attack you? That's going to be a 16.
That is my AC, so that hits.
All right. Constitution saving throw.
Oh, fuck's sake.
It's another 7 points of damage as well, so reduced to 3.
23.
Okay. You know the drill by now. It tries to bite you again, and it's nasty. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you take 3 points of damage.
3.
That's reduced from 7.
Okay.
Yeah. Which ends its go, which brings us to Tristan.
I'm gonna call out, "Hey, ugly! Gun is not for eating," and cast Dissonant Whispers on it.
Okay.
I turn around and go, "What did you call me?"
I was just about to make that joke.
I knew, that's why I went first.
What damage type is that?
Psychic.
Okay. All right. Saving throw, right?
Yeah, Wisdom.
Natural 20.
Damn it! Still takes half.
It takes no damage,
Oh, okay, never mind then.
unfortunately.
That's
So,
very
and-
rude.
as you whisper towards the creature does not even seem to pay any attention to you. It's not phased at all by your words. It's as if it did not hear this discordant whisper that you have just tried to echo throughout its mind. Which will end your turn and brings us to Brennan.
I will turn my Hunter's Mark onto the creature behind me and attempt to replicate the success of the last hit.
Yeah.
26 to hit.
That does hit. Yeah. This one is not.
Not Colossus Slayer, yeah, so it's just 2d6.
2d6, yes.
Oh, that's that'll be 7 total.
Ooh, okay. So this time, as you bring the blade into the creature, it sticks for a moment in its flesh, and you pull it back out again. You're met once again with that ashy substance instead of blood, which will end your go and brings us to their go. So the one that you just slashed is going to slash out against you once again with a non-natural 20 to hit. And then one against you, Bologna, with a natural 20 to hit.
Oh, of course.
So
Was that disadvantage though?
a natural 19 instead?
Oh, that's my AC.
Oh, crit.
Still better.
Yeah. All right. So against you, Ronan, that is going to be 13 points of slashing damage, and I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw. And against you, Rolona, that's going to be 12 points of slashing damage and a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh,
Alright.
that's a 13 on my part.
Okay.
You still have inspiration if you.
You do.
Yes.
I do want.
That's a 14 on my part.
It's a 17 for me.
Okay, so both of you managed to fight off the poison, which has been trying to spread its way through your veins at this point. And that will end their go, which brings us to Tilly.
Okay, I'm gonna slide up here beside Gun and give her a hand with this nasty boy by stabbing it.
You have
Who's
advantage.
gonna win in the fight?
Okay, so that's gonna be a 26. I rolled an 18 and a 19.
That does hit, yeah.
And I do get my sneak attack now because I.
But not a 19 and a 20, Aaron. Jeez.
Well, sorry, dice. I landed my d4 on the floor. Okay, so that is 18 points of piercing damage. I rolled it very well.
Okay, so as you jam the dagger into the creature, it just howls out with that horrible discordant sound. It just rears back under the effects of your dagger, almost pulling it out of your hand. But it's still standing, although as far as this can look wounded, it does look wounded.
Blimey. I guess I'll punch it as well then.
Okay.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Not using this bonus action or anything else. Wow, okay, so that was a 4 and a 5.
Yeah, that misses. You just into the creature's hide, and it seems too thick for you to really do anything with it.
Thick.
Thick.
Two C's.
I was just gonna say.
Which brings us to Gun, and I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw at the start of your turn.
But I stopped the thing last turn. Doesn't matter, I got 23.
Okay, so you notice at this point, through your rage, the absolute horrendous stench of death coming off this creature that nauseates you for a moment, but you shake it off and go to swing with your blade.
Okay, I'm gonna get it because I have advantage. That was a natural 20 on my first roll.
Nice.
Okay, so let me up. So that's in effect 4d6.
That is 1d6.
Ooh, okay, 9, 12, 14. 16 slashing damage.
All right.
And
So-
if it's not dead, it's getting a shove.
Yeah, it's dead. So as you bring your blade back, you catch it along the floor as it sparks against the dwarven stonework. You bring it up into the underside of this creature's mouth, and as it catches on the base of the rib cage of this horrible creature in front of you, it just tears through it. You feel the bones split underneath as it catches the head, and with a surprising lack of resistance, the head is just flicked from the creature's body and just clatters against the ceiling some 60 feet above you before landing on the ground and rolling, and it makes a sound when it hits like bone, barely contained by the skin on it as it rolls along the floor, just this horrible ash piling from it. It's dead.
Okay.
Now we'll end your go.
Yeah.
Spring to Namari.
I just step forward a little, so I have direct line of sight to the one next to Bologna and attack it with 10, probably, doesn't it?
10 does not hit, unfortunately. As it breaks the stonework next to it. This small hole is broken in the age-old stone. Which brings us to Bologna.
All right. I guess I'm just gonna try to make a nice little swing at it with my mace because it's. I don't like it. It's creeping me out. That's a 9.
That misses, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right. And that will end your go. Which brings us to Tristan's go. Because the other thing was dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna move over here and use my light crossbow and shoot the one directly above me, next to Ronan. That's gonna be 17 to hit.
That does hit, yeah.
Yeah, boy. That's gonna be a whopping 5 points of damage again.
All right, okay.
I roll great.
You really do roll great. Good job, bud.
Yeah, boy.
So the crossbow bolt just sticks into the back of this creature as it's facing Ronan right now. Does not seem phased by it at all. But it is Ronan's go.
Rinse and repeat at this point. I'm just trying to
go for it.
Oh, that's 13 to hit.
That does hit, yep.
Okay. All right, let's go. 6, 10, 11 points of damage.
Okay. Is that including Colossus Slayer?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh, really?
That is, yeah, that's 11 points with Colossus Slayer.
Well, good for you, because that's what you needed. As you swing the blade in, you catch it not with as much force as last time. You bring it into the back of this creature, under where you saw Tristan's crossbow bolt going in, knowing that the skin would be weaker there. You just bring it into the back of this creature, and you feel the vertebrae pop underneath the force of the blade as you cut straight through. Just a large gash on the side of this creature just opens up. As it just to the ground. That will end your go. Unless you'd like to move.
I'll move Hunter's Mark to the other creature just because why waste the spell slot?
Okay. Which brings us to the last remaining creature, which is going to hit Lona, who's not here. It misses anyway. Which brings us to Tilly.
I'll throw that dagger.
Okay.
That is a 24.
All right,
Okay.
that does hit.
Can I sneak attack, right?
You do, yeah.
That is a total of 17 piercing damage.
17 piercing damage. Wow. So as you, the dagger whizzes past your ear gun, and as you look, you see it just straight into the ear of this creature. Just and this moment of silence before the creature just.
It would probably whiz past Gun's shoulder, actually.
I can say Tilly is much shorter than Gun.
Shoulder and ear. It's you're doing it's an arc. You're arcing it over again.
Oh, that was an overarm dagger throw.
Yeah, it's like a. Yeah, got it. All right, so
It's a trick shot.
Every
Tilly
shot's a
dabbed
trick
afterwards.
Shot. My name is Tilly
Oh,
Tal.
Jesus.
So
Yeah, I
yells,
invented dabbing.
as the silence catches you all once again, these creatures laying dead at your feet, you come to the realization now that based upon their physiology, these were at one point in time dwarves. What they have become, however, is something very different. We watch as this flickering soot seems to echo out of their bodies, where blood would normally flow, these flitters of soot. Like, it isn't actually soot, it just has the appearance of it. It flickers like darkness.
Can I go over and have a closer look at one of the bodies?
Yeah,
Just
of course.
general, having an inspection.
Sure, make an investigation check.
It's a natural one, so probably not.
You have never seen a dwarf before in your life? You're quite sure that they don't actually exist.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that makes sense.
Was it just the main spooky guy that had the ancestor coin?
Yeah, none of the others had any beards or any remnants of beards to have any ancestor coins on.
Well, I want to go and look at the one on the guy who I decapitated. Let's go and pick that up.
You look at it, it's nothing special. It's the sort of thing that you would buy at a regular dwarven shop.
Mm-hmm.
it's made out of brass, same as most ancestor coins. It's probably worth about 10 gold.
I'll still take it.
So as you pull it off, the remaining thin strands of hair just ting, ting, ting,
Ew.
and they're all like grey and wispy.
I would actually like to take a little bit of a closer look at these things because they seem to be completely unaffected by my shit.
Hmm.
You know, since my turn undead did absolutely nothing.
Make a religion check for me.
All right. Well, I mean, it's not much better. That's an 8.
You're unsure as to what these creatures are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that they're creepy. That's cool.
They are very creepy.
Guns kind of just stood there with like a horrified, sort of shell-shocked look on her face.
I take it these things aren't usual around your kind of places.
No, I don't know what happened here. This is something horrific.
I would imagine that the skeletons outside were the first sign that something horrible happened, to be honest.
What would twist them like this? What would make them all fucked up? Because this is not a thing that happens. Something has happened to these people. You see these, and I point at the golems. If this was an attack from the outside, these would have been activated.
Well, I mean, not every attack is obvious.
Well, they don't all come from the outside.
Also that.
It's also not always an attack. I mean, could it be an illness, a disease?
I mean, what was the stuff on the doors about? I've already forgotten.
Yeah, the the door had said that something was sealed in, not
Forever sealed away our shame and our end. To those who dare enter, speak pride.
Yeah, it was. The doors didn't seem closed to block people from the outside. It seemed closed for containment.
I imagine the whole pride thing is something about their hubris.
That was the code word.
Yeah, that was a.
No. I do understand that was the code word, but
Doors may be many things, but hubris is not.
it may not have been the entirety of them, but there may have been one whose hubris was too great.
Who's hubris?
Just some guy.
Really kind of a dick,
Yeah,
though.
you wouldn't know him.
Yeah, really self-involved.
Yeah.
Of course I wouldn't.
I'm now questioning our decision though to step inside the gates. This
So
is
am I. But I kind of
Now more
wanna
than
know a
ever.
little bit more.
I want in there. I need to
Yeah.
reclaim this place. I
Whatever's in
need to
here
do
needs
it.
to be. Yeah, whatever's in here needs to be taken care of.
I mean, you would know, going, like, aren't places like this pretty big?
Huge, usually, yeah.
Well, that was like 6, just in there, just outside the gates. And we might be here a while.
It's fine with me.
I'm glad I stocked up on arrows.
Lead the way then.
All right. Do you mind if we have a quick 10-minute rest though? Because oh,
Right.
Sure.
So you
Why?
take a short rest.
I like to imagine I'm just like holding in bits of me that are falling off, like blood coming out of my mouth.
I mean, I can help you out a little bit with that if you'd like.
You're covered in those horrible black scratches. You've
Yeah.
got bite marks all over you that are really distended from where the tongue went in.
All right, Gun, come over here. I'm gonna reach out my hand and give you 13 points of healing.
Ooh, thank you.
Because that was a level 2 spell.
All right.
Are you still wanting to rest, or
I mean, I can carry on.
I mean, your guts aren't hanging out anymore, so.
Mostly.
Yeah, there's no harm in it anyway. Rest.
Take a short rest.
Get a drink or something, and I need to wash out these wounds anyway. So
yeah? Plus, we don't know when we'll next be able to rest.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
Okay, so you take a short rest.
Mhm.
You need to spend hit dice.
Yes.
You also get a d6 from.
yeah,
someone else.
which was 3.
So you get an additional 3.
I'm on full health anyway.
Oh Jesus.
Spend some time, set up a small camp, sit down and rest, clean wounds. You notice that the black takes a very long time to wash off, almost as if it does not want to leave.
Yeah, I'll just use my the healer's kit and just like clean out, then bandage up and gauze everything that needs
Why is
taken
that
care of.
whiskey?
No,
I'm not gonna drink it. I'm just saying that would do a very good job at cleaning your wounds.
I'm just saying, enters the bloodstream directly. Maybe not.
Mm.
Oh well. What's the
You might
worst that could
just cease
happen?
to have a body part after that.
That's true.
Either that or your body parts will, like, whatever you pour it on will exist in 7 different dimensions simultaneously.
Who knows with magic, you know?
Now
So-
I'm genuinely thinking about it.
that's a finishing move, a 7-dimension punch.
You just bottle someone with that, forgetting what was in it. It's like, oh shit.
You take your time, bandage your wounds, heal up a moment. And now, as an hour passes, what would you like to do?
Going in, and I'm going
Okay.
first.
Okay.
During the short rest, is it possible for me to see if I can get an identifier on how long these dwarves have been like this? Just
Make them-
like yeah, I was just wondering because that'll be a 21.
So, now that these creatures are dead and whatever was holding them together has ceased to be, you've noticed that already the rapid decomposition of their bodies is astonishing. Their skin flakes off like fine pastry. It's not, there's no musculature underneath at all whatsoever. The bones are yellowed and old underneath. Whatever these creatures are, they've been here for a long time.
Yeah, just that paired with like rumors of this place, like when the rumors started and stuff. That's sort of what I was going for there. Just before while we were short resting.
It's like, as the rumors were about as old as the town, so a couple of 100 years. But it's hard to tell beyond a certain time just how old
Yeah.
these are, but it's very old. Yeah. So, as you march forward now, with Gun at the head, the corridor continues for a short time before it opens up into an immensely large hall. It spreads out in every direction for hundreds of feet, pillars supporting it every so often to reach high into the ceiling, these big square pillars. And you see that this area is absolutely massive, but has no furnishings in it whatsoever. But bristling along the edges here are small outlets with little fortifications on them, which you would think were traditionally used to fire down from range on enemies in this hall. This looks like a hall built to hold an army. Gun, your home had a similar one of these, which you called the March Hall. And at the end of this passage is 2 openings. But throughout this entire area, this strange, inky mist clings to the lower edges of the room and it swirls chaotically as if caught in an unseen wind. But it's not grey, it's not the colour of, usual mist. It is this black and purplish colour that sort of enhances all of the shadows in the darker parts of this room. And despite all this, though, there is this strange sense of consistent light, as if you're as if the light from Tilly's drift globe carries far further than it should.
And there's like nothing in here. Like there's none of these little creatures or anything
Not
that we can see.
Yeah, I assume someone's like watching our back as we move. Now that we know things are
Yeah.
pushing.
That's what I'm doing. I'm still at the back of the formation.
Okay.
Are we going like before?
May as well.
Yep, matching. Head straight forward, sword, and I'm through gritted teeth doing like prayers to Moradin, or just like saying like, just
Okay.
As we're walking, I want to be able to like actively scanning around as well.
All right. Make a perception check, actually, so I can note that down.
Yeah.
So, you make your way forward across this hall, and now your footsteps land heavy on this old stone. Walking through the expanse of nothing in here is disconcerting. And eventually, after what seems like an eternity, but in reality is only perhaps 20 minutes of walking, you find yourself at the upper end, staring down the gaping blackness that is one of these entrances further into the keep. A small corridor leads down before it splits off in a wire junction. You're going down the left of these. There's two tunnels at the back of this large hall, by the way. You're going down the left one or the right one. They both look the same. However, the one on the right, one of the tunnels appears to have fallen in to some extent.
Well, I got a 22 on perception, if that makes any difference.
Good to know.
left one.
Okay. So as you go down the left, you're met with this Y junction. One goes in to the right, one out to the left. From the right one, you hear this, Tristan, hear this slight hum. Ever so faint. Just this. From the
Does
left.
it sound vocal or?
I mean,
like
it sounds
it's-
vocal because I'm doing it, but it doesn't actually
Yeah.
sound vocal now.
That's what I was asking. Okay, so it sounds more like an object, a thing, than a person.
Yeah, it does not sound like a person.
Right. I'll let everyone know. You said that was coming down the right hand side.
Yeah.
I'll point that out to everyone.
Does the mist pervade into the tunnels as well?
Yes.
Is it enough that I could attempt to hide among the mist as Skulker so I can hide while lightly obscured? I'm just sort of trying to gauge like how high up the mist swirls, I suppose.
Do you want to walk into the mist?
I thought we like it was all along the.
It sort of catches at the edges of where shadows are darkest.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Like across the entire floor.
yeah. That's how I'd seen it. Sorry, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, I'll if I can avoid them, I'm 100 avoiding them.
Yeah, you can avoid them, yeah. Okay. So you hear this humming now from the right hand side. Are you heading to the right or the left?
I go towards the humming.
Yeah, let's check that out.
So, as you begin walking down this path now, you see the stonework changes slightly. It begins to get more regal. The images that are consistent throughout all Dwarven architecture begin to show the trappings of a fane. And as you head forward, it is not long before you reach the inner gate. Or what was where the inner gate would usually be. Instead, as you turn the corner, you see two figures, their hands outstretched, wearing what are now incredibly tattered robes. Dwarven figures, hands outstretched, covered in plate armor, and a shimmering barricade of greyish metallic energy flickers in front of them. Just the figures are unmoving. Both of them have a hand outstretched like that.
Do they look alive, or do they just look like Do they
You can't
look
tell
like
from-
Zambos, or do they like?
You can't tell from where you are now. They're fully plate armored with robes over the top, obscuring any form of small movements that they might be making.
Mm-hmm.
And all you can see is the hand outstretched.
And what side of this barrier are they on
They're
towards?
on your side.
Right.
But this barrier is the source of the humming.
Right.
And it is this heavy, like metallic silver, like energy, sort of like translucent mercury. And
Yeah, I was gonna say, is like the barrier? Can we see beyond?
you can see beyond, but it's just blackness, unnatural blackness.
Well, I
Um,
assume we don't want to mess with that.
I'll turn to the group and say there should be an inner gate here. Towards past here, this is where the Thane is. This is where one of the most important people of the hold is.
This is what leads into the upper hold. This is where the circle court would be, the Alfdranger. This is where High Tinker's workshop would be. This is the Thane. This is where the major clans would be.
So what you're saying is this is where the important people are supposed to be.
Yeah, this is the seat of power beyond here.
And the fact that there's a barrier in between it and weird stuff happening probably means that answers are on the other side of there, if anywhere. Good to know.
Well, do we want to look around down here before we start messing with whatever that is?
Easy
I
to
wanna
do
go
that
and
now
see
than
if
after.
the people talk.
Okay. So you're walking forward. It's only a short distance there, maybe 10, 15 feet in front of you.
Oh, right.
Yeah, sure. I will cautiously approach.
Okay. So as you walk around, are you walking around so you can see the front of them?
Yeah.
Okay, they make no motion as you approach, and as you turn, you see why. Both figures now are hand outstretched, their skin completely jet like the stone black. Faces contorted in a horrible, twisted, screaming grimace. Full plate armor. You can only see the bottom, the half of the mouth, the jawline, but you can see it twisting, and the eyes within, which are still eyes, just transfixed in this painful expression.
If I pass a hand in front of their eyes, no tracking. Saying Dwarvish hello. Nothing.
After seeing Gunn do all of that, I'd like to go up to the barrier and see what's what with that.
Okay, make an intelligence check.
Just general intelligence check.
Yeah.
16.
16. So, looking upon this and listening to it, as bards are wont to do, you catch the faintest hint of the divine about this.
In that case, I'll turn over to Willona and say, maybe you're more equipped to have a look at this than me. It's vaguely divine-y.
All right.
It's more your
okay.
thing.
I'd like to also move forward cautiously then to look
Make a
at...
religion check with advantage. You're being assisted by.
Ooh. Oh, good, because one was a 14 and one was a 2, so that'll make it a 16.
Okay. So, as you look upon this now, there's a lot of gods you haven't heard a lot about. However, you always paid passing in your childhood, given what your profession was, to Moradin.
Mm-hmm.
And looking upon this now and knowing how divine patternings work, this is a barrier erected by members of the clergy of Moradin. And as you look upon these two figures now, you can see by by what hangs around both their necks, you see the obscured by the robes to you, Gun, until Bologna pushes them aside. You see the telltale sign, the hammer striking the anvil, and the anvil seemingly breaking in the shape of the top of a planet that bursts with flames. The telltale symbol of the creator god of the dwarves, Moradin.
These are holy people of Moradin. I imagine they erected this for a purpose.
Yeah, well, it's
Well,
pitch black on that side.
Mm-hmm.
I'd imagine it's to protect the important people.
Mm.
Or they're keeping something that the important people did as important people started to do.
That's the thing I'm guessing.
We also have to. We also have to figure out why they're on this side of the barrier. Is it a case of keeping things in or keeping things out? Would they be the kind of people to sacrifice themselves on the dangerous side, or to close something in to stop anyone else and then be a warning to it?
Well, if they're on this side, I assume the danger's... I mean, there's some danger here, but they're able to stand here and keep this barrier up without being interfered with. If there was a lot of danger that they're trying to keep in, they would have been destroyed by now. I assume they're containing whatever that is, and I point at the pitch black.
Does the pitch black have the same kind of... I don't know, like consistency as the mist?
It's pitch black. It is pure.
There's nothing to...
It goes for like half a foot beyond the barrier, and then it's just black.
You said their skin was like really black. Is that like a natural thing? Are they like Durga, or are they...
They don't look
being...
like Gondor. It looks... if it wasn't for the fact that it looks like flesh, you'd say it was rock. It is that jet black. It has that slight sheen to it, but you can still see all the poles and everything. It's not petrification.
Can I touch the skin and see if it's still supple?
It's cold. It is. It's not exactly as supple as a normal skin would be. It's like it's got like the outside of really dry chicken, to give an example, which they're using a food reference again. That sort of weird, hard membrane on the outside of something soft.
Okay. This is a very odd state.
But there may be others.
See if this, whatever this black mist is, coming from different parts.
Let's No, go ahead.
I'd point out that if this is keeping something inside, whatever those creatures were we just fought could have had ample time to come down here and disrupt whatever this is, and they didn't. What was a creature doing on this side and not making any attempts to stop whatever this is? If there are creatures this side as well as whatever's on that side.
What if they only go after things that move?
Come from the other side.
Or there could be other entrances, exits.
There could be a gap. Yeah.
There's something seeping through slowly but steadily.
It could also just be that they didn't put this barrier up like before it happened.
Questions.
I think we should
corridors?
Yeah, we should leave these guys alone for now. Don't want to disrupt this till we know more about it.
Okay, so you don't want to do anything more with the barrier now?
I mean, I kind of want to touch it, but I also don't want to like get zapped across the room
or sucked in.
Do you want me to fire an arrow at it? That way it's not connected by anybody. Because sword might still shock you. Hand might turn you into these guys. But my arrow, once it's in there, it's just an arrow.
Yeah, but what if, like, magic is fucking weird, right? What if it wouldn't affect an arrow? What if it only affects, like, living things, you know?
And
That's
what if
true.
you disrupt it and just everything comes pouring out?
Oh, but that's also true. That's why I'd fire an arrow and be behind everyone.
I take a big brave swig of my Watskin, which we all know is full of beer, and I touch the barrier.
Okay, so as you touch the barrier, it just sort of has this weird, like, rippling effect with really slow ripples. And you look just underneath your hand, in the center of this barricade. For a moment, something seems to shine, and you see it's a medallion shape with the symbol of Moradin in the center. It seems inset into this barrier somehow. And then
Right, it looks back to normal.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank God, I thought you were like, you've dispersed the barrier, and I was like, fuck.
Is it the same shape as the
Ancestor.
coin?
Yeah. Does it look like an ancestor coin?
yes, but bigger.
But and
It's-
more
it's-
Moradin-y.
It's like
Does it look more like the holy
six-
symbols that the other guys are wearing?
It has the holy symbol of Moradin on it, but the holy symbols that they're wearing are connected by the hammer to the chain.
Right.
There's no sort of circle around it.
All right, duly noted. Other corridors, let's go.
Check out everything else before we decide to undo their work.
Mm-hmm.
May as well.
Yeah. So, as you backtrack to the Y junction once again, as you were at that corridor, the gate to the inner part of the keep, by the way, you did notice that there was a corridor that leads round. So there's two corridors that come to that, and in theory it's from the right-hand side. This comes to here as well.
Mm.
But you take the left corridor on the left-hand side, and it starts moving down slowly, further into the earth. And you see that the corridor interchanges between small pockets of caverns and the dwarven architecture. And it's all at this gentle slope, and it switches back every now and again to keep the slope more gentle, almost as if this was a place where stuff would be brought up from deeper in the earth. And as you head down and the shadow darkens around you, as the pressure pushes down on you as you go further down into the earth, we're going to take a quick break.
All
We'll
right.
be back in a few minutes' time. Just going to go get a drink and everything, stretch a bit, and we will see you guys in about 10 to 15 minutes. Welcome back, everybody. We've got our drinks, we've rested up, had a stretch, and now we'll get back into it. So, as you continue down this corridor, switching back constantly, it continues down for a long period of time. There's a point where you're round a bend to a small cavern, similar to some of the others you have encountered before, but a little taller than the others. Stalactites hang from the ceiling, and in the center of this cavern, a large stalagmite rises up from the floor. And beyond, the cavern continues onwards.
Do they look in any way unnatural?
Make a perception check.
Because I'm a dwarf and I know shit about stones.
Make
17?
a perception check with advantage. Okay.
Nope.
I
All
haven't been in many cages, but there's just one.
So as both of you walk up to take a closer look, it being too hard to see from back there, Namari, you're looking at it and something doesn't seem off as gun just ting, ting, ting. And as you do that, a tendril whips out and grabs hold of you, Gun. I'd like you to make a it's a grapple check.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. So that is a 22?
23!
So as this tendril goes to wrap around you, it begins to pull around you, and you just pull it and just snap this tendril in your grasp. And as you do, you look up to see the entire front of this stalagmite just open up in this great maw with this twitching eye above it that looks around hungrily. And I'm like, I want to punish it.
Oh, I hope it's a
That's
new
what I did there.
No, I know what it is. I almost used it for tomorrow.
I did better.
And I rolled shit.
All right. 25 to 20.
24.
20.
All right, Tristan.
Fairly
Good.
certain Tilly has higher dex.
What did you get?
Tilly and I both got 20.
No, Tilly got 24.
I got 24.
Oh, Tristan got 24.
Oh,
My
I got
bad.
20.
Right, you got 20. Right, okay. Okay, so Tristan first. And then Tilly. The T's leading the pack.
I also got 20.
Feels
Yeah, well, there you go.
great.
All right. 15 to 20.
16.
Okay. Wait, which of you was 17? Which of you was 16? 17 was running. Okay.
See.
And then you gun. Okay, and then 10 to 15. 5 to 10?
7. 7.
Oh, I'm
Right.
It's
Right.
a number.
Oh no, you got 20, didn't you? Sorry, never mind.
Yeah. I was like, what?
No,
What'd I do?
I'm the only one left. You people are already.
So, first up
Giggling.
is Tristan.
I would like to walk a little bit further into the room just so that I can see it and then cast Vicious Mockery on it.
Yeah.
I'll
So you've heard this horrible come from this creature. As you look around the corner, you see this big mouth open within this stalagmite.
And yeah, I cast Vicious Mockery, so it's going to be a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. These dice you got me are great, by the way, Jamie. Thank you. That's another natural 20.
What, the one that you got me a natural 20 on my initiative.
Hey.
Hey. Can you not roll natural 20s, please? And so, well, in that case, for my bonus action, I'll inspire Gun.
Okay.
Just because she's the closest one to it.
All right, go for it.
Smash it.
That'll bring us to Tilly. Willona, you're up next.
This thing looks nasty as all hell, so I'm gonna throw my dagger at it. rather
Okay,
than be close
go
to it.
for it.
That is a 14.
That misses. As it clatters off the armor of this
Right.
creature, back to your hand.
I'll 2-weapon fight and throw it again, I guess.
Okay.
In my other hand. That's better. That's a 21.
That hits. Yep.
I don't get the dice, do I?
No, so you get d4 plus 1.
That is true. No, if I don't get the dice, that's no d4.
No,
No,
you don't
that's-
get the modifier.
Oh, shit, yeah. Okay, I did the punch wrong before. So that is 7 piercing damage altogether.
7 piercing damage. Okay.
That's not bad for a 2.
So, what did you roll?
No, I goofed that completely. Yes, you're correct. That is 3 damage, not 7. I had my dex.
Right. No, you just dice plus the weapon modifier because it's just the weapon doing damage.
I got you. I just
Alright.
did it.
Yeah, that's all right. So, your dagger cuts into this creature, not seeming to do much, but it's your left hand. It's not your main hand. And that will bring us to Willona.
All right, I'm going to produce a flame and then immediately throw it.
Okay.
So that is a ranged spell attack. That is 14 to hit.
It's produced flame using your. That's your
Make a ranged spell attack.
Ganassi one, though, right?
Yes.
So it won't use your. It uses Constitution. I
Oh,
believe,
Constitution. All right. Then
Focus
that
on
will
modifier instead.
be 1 less, so 15.
That does not hit.
All right.
Yeah, it just patters across the surface of it.
That'll be my turn.
Okay. And that will bring us to the creatures go. And okay, so it is going to make 4 attacks with tendrils that whip out of this creature. It's going to hit Gun, Namari, Tilly, and Tristan.
Ow.
Okay, so against you, Tristan, that's going to be an 18. Against
I would
Namari-
like to cutting words that.
Okay. Go for it.
So that's going to be 4 less. So
So
that's
14.
still going to be 14, which still hits. Damn it.
Okay. Right, okay. Against you, Namari, that is a 15 plus
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
That's a 20.
Yeah.
22.
Yeah.
Against you, Gun, that is a 20.
Yeah.
And against you, Tilly, that's a 19.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of you are now grappled. You are all restrained, and you have disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. And you're all lifted into the air by this creature and being flung around by it. But you don't take any damage. It's going to pull all of you closer in towards it, though, until you're all around it, and then it is going to bite you, Gun, because you were the closest to it. And that's 17 to hit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Don't be making those sounds, please.
Sorry, a very squeaky chair tonight. Squeakier than normal. 10. That is 23 points of piercing damage as
Are
it
you-
bites down on you.
Fucking kidding me. Holy shit.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Which will bring us to Ronan. So you heard this like sickening cry, and you saw Tristan run out, and then both Tristan and Tilly that you could see are just have these tendrils wrap around them and just woof, they're pulled in. And that's where your go begins.
Yeah, I'm gonna just. I've seen the produce flame as well. I'm gonna run out, scope the situation, and then immediately just start bashing this hunter's mark.
Okay. Where are you attacking?
Just where they're all. I seen them just get whipped forward,
So they're all like they've all got these tendrils around them that are like holding them in the air, restrained. They've got their arms tied in and everything.
Yeah, but they're all in an area, so I'm just gonna attack whatever like is in that area.
Okay.
And can I like divine the source of the tendrils?
You can, yeah. It's very obviously at this point not a stalagmite. It's like it's sort of bent back as its mouth is open and it's like gibbering in this weird.
Yeah. So if I can see like it was just doing the bitey stuff, I'm just gonna try and hit like in the mouth.
Okay, go for it.
Try and fuck up. So hunter's mark on it, and oh baby, that's a natural 20.
Nice.
Does
Alright.
Colossus Slayer double?
Yes. Every dice you roll all of them. So you're rolling 4d6 plus 2d8.
That's a lot.
No, 4d8 and 2d6 because I'm using my longbow.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Well,
Okay. Oh. Okay.
No, never mind this encounter then.
How does it feel, Stu?
34 points of damage.
Okay. So the arrow, as the creature opens its mouth once again, the arrow finds its way deep inside the throat, and you hear it go. As just black blood just seeps out of its mouth. It just spits it all over the floor, just covering Gun in this horrible black blood that smells like topsoil. Splattered all over the front of you.
Yeah, and since I just watched like Tilly and Tristan just get like grabbed and whipped, I'm just gonna I'm gonna step back here where I didn't get grabbed and whipped.
Okay.
The bravest.
Tactical retreat, huh?
Yeah. All right, and that will bring us to Gun. So you're restrained.
Yep.
But you can still attack. You just have disadvantage, I believe.
Yeah, but I am also incredibly pissed off. So, rar, I'm a rage.
You can rage. Yeah.
And then I'm going to, attack. But I'm going to do it recklessly, so it cancels out my disadvantage.
Yes. Are you attacking it or the thing holding you?
The thing holding me. I'm trying to get out of my restraint, so I'm not like, meh.
Gotcha. You're restrained, which means, yeah. Okay. Good. You have disadvantage.
Okay. But I'm doing it recklessly, and that is a 17 to hit.
That will miss as you slam against it. It's like hitting rock, hitting this tendril.
I just go, ah, fucking hell!
Which will end your go and bring us to something else. So, Ronan. Something is going to attack you.
That sounds very bad.
That's how bravery gets you.
That is 17 to hit.
That does hit.
All right. So it's gonna fall 60 feet. So that's 66.
wow.
Oh, fuck you, Stuart.
I know exactly what
Yeah.
page in the monster manual that is.
Do you?
Yeah, I put an account together for tomorrow and almost used it.
Yeah, it's familiar to me too.
I love these ones though. If it's what I'm thinking it is.
Yeah. Especially if they miss.
So that is 21 points of damage as this spike seems to slam into your shoulder, bringing you to one knee with the force of it. And as you look up on it, the spine sprouts a mouth and an eye and starts gnashing at you.
That's 21, you said?
Yeah.
Grand.
And that will end that one's go. But I would like...
I hate this.
I was gonna say I don't like this whole mystery thing here.
10, 16, 19. $29, 35, 39, 40. 2 points of damage to you, Walona.
Well,
Second of these creatures.
can I use my reaction to maybe wording flare that?
Yeah, you can actually, yeah.
I would like to do that, please.
Okay. All right. In that case, then that's only a 60 and 7 natural 20.
So that's
So-
16 points of damage then?
Yeah. So you, at the last moment, you hear this creature, yeah, as it's about to hit you, flash, and that moment makes it twist slightly, and it scrapes off the front of your shield with this horrible, and as it slams into the ground, this great crater erupts underneath it from the sheer force. It kills
That
itself.
wouldn't- I was gonna say, because that would have knocked me out. So,
Yeah, it actually kills itself.
oh my god, that's beautiful.
So, yeah, there you go. And that will end their turn, which brings us to Namari.
I was thrash around wild and say, "You can fuck right off!" And with that, teleport away with Misty Step. Holding
Okay.
Fireball.
Yep.
Come here. Can I teleport somewhere where I see no stalactites that could be turning into? these
You
things?
were too busy thrashing around.
Yeah,
hoping
that's
something happened.
absolutely fair.
Yeah.
And then still attack the big stalagmite with an Eldritch Blast. Ooh, 16 rolled plus 7, that's 23. 23 to hit,
That definitely hits, yeah.
Yeah. and that's a 10 damage.
10 damage, okay. All right, so once again, you hit it and it's like chunks of rock coming off it, but underneath you see this sickly pale peach-colored flesh just jiggles underneath this this rocky exterior. And that will end your turn, which brings us to the top of the round again, which brings us to Tristan. You are...
In that case, I'm going to attempt a second level Dissonant Whispers on the big guy, tendriling us.
Okay, yeah.
So that's going to be a Wisdom saving throw against the 15.
Natural 20.
Bloody hell, can you stop doing that, please?
New dice. Use a different die.
That was a different die.
Oh, Jesus.
There's nothing I can really do with a bonus to escape this, right?
No.
Don't think so. I will remain for now.
Okay. So that will bring us to Tilly. You two are wibbly wobbling around in the air.
Would an acrobatics check to escape be my action?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
That is a 16 on the dice plus 8, so that's 24.
Yes. You manage to pull the tendril up just enough that you slip underneath it.
Okay,
You know,
Well,
tucking
I'm
your arms in and everything so that you're as small as possible.
I'm gonna zip behind it and then take a bonus action to hide.
Okay.
I rolled a 2, so I don't think I hid very well.
No. The creature's eye just seems to move within the rock as looks around to you. Looks back. And that brings us to Bologna.
I am going to cast Bane on it. So, like, take a drop of my own blood that I'm assuming I got from getting pummeled. And pick
need to-
the
you go hold it.
douchebag in front.
Okay.
Do you know what it does?
Yeah, I know what Bane does. It's a saving throw, right?
Yes, charisma.
Charisma. It's a 16.
Ah, that makes it.
Okay.
Succeeds. All right. That's
Thank
really
you.
all I've got.
No. All right. So the creature itself is going to bite at Tristan. Has advantage on this. rolled really poorly, actually. That's a 14.
Cutting words.
Okay.
Because that will hit. And I don't like it biting.
Why's your AC so
I
low?
don't like it. Because I'm not a fightery type of. Well, that's now going to be 6 less, so it doesn't hit.
It does not hit.
Yeah, I don't.
So as you go, oh god, no! The creature's just it just seems to freeze like rock for a moment, and that will end its go. Actually, no, it won't. It's actually going to grasp out tendrils to the remaining people it can see and try and grab them again. So that's a 9. That doesn't hit.
Okay.
Namari, that's a natural 19 plus a lot. So, and Willona, that is 19. You're muted.
Is this a grapple check?
No, this isn't just your AC.
Oh, dang it, that just hits my AC.
All right, so it grabs you, pulls you in towards it. You're both restrained again. And that will end its go. Ronan.
Yeah, I'll turn my hunter's mark to whatever the hell this is to fell off the sky and bash me half to death and just stab the shit out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
It
does look very wounded.
Oh, so can I Colossus Slayer the shit out of it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like it might have almost killed itself from the force of that fall.
Okay, well, that was a 15 plus 6 to hit.
That does hit.
So that's going to be 16 points of damage.
All right. So you just see this creature, which is now like hanging off your body at this point, just its tail wiggling around like a giant maggot. You just look at the eye, just squirming around, trying to its mouth trying to bite at you, and you just bring your blade into its creature's eyes, pull it out, and just pops, and you just push the creature off to the side, it tumbles to the ground with the sound of rock.
And then can I know this might be a full action or something. I want to step to here and see if I can see anything else on the roof that might be up there.
Sure. Let's make a perception check.
All right, perceptions plus 6, 18.
You see a bunch of stalactites. Like a lot.
Okay. And were there any more in here where I was?
Yes. The whole ceiling above you is covered in them. There's probably about, I'd say, maybe 20 of them.
Okay, I'll take my chances with like the exact place that I was. Like, I'll stand exactly where I was, and then that'll do. That'll be my turn.
Okay. All right. End of your turn. Gun, it's your turn.
Okay.
Yeah. Flip, flap, flew in.
I'm pure raging. But I'm gonna I'm gonna try and hit the thing instead of the tentacle. Because she's just
okay.
like try and get the biggest
Yeah.
object she can. Again, I'm gonna reckless to cancel out my disadvantage, which is a very stupid thing to do. But hey.
What did you roll?
A 1.
Nice job. So you swing your blade in, but at the last moment you're pulled somewhat in a different direction by the tendril. Just woof, and your blade swings completely wide. You barely manage to hold onto it.
Just swearing lots and lots, very loudly in Dwarvish.
Which brings us to Namari.
I'm going to do the same thing again because nope. I said no. And again, Eldritch Blast. That is, yeah, it should hit 25.
That does hit, yeah.
Yee. 8 plus 5 is 13 damage.
13 damage. All right. Great. So once again, the Eldritch Blast fires out, taking chunks off of this creature. It's beginning to look weakened now. You can't see it breathing, but you can see its mouth just... And
I'm straight.
that brings us to the top of the round again, which brings us to Tristan.
I know it didn't work last time, but it's just not worked all day, and I really want it to work. So I'm going to Dissonant Whispers, but at first level, because damn it, I want it to work.
Okay, so you're using another spell slot.
Yeah.
Feel it,
Wow.
Tristan.
Good news. Roll natural 1.
Yeah. Damn it, I should have said this one was the damn it. Oh well. It could have been worse. That's 12 points of psychic damage, and it now needs to use its reaction to move as far away from me as possible, but not into anywhere obviously dangerous.
It's stuck to the floor.
I know. But it's worked, so I felt like
It goes, and it tries to move away, but it's stuck to the floor.
does it not at least drop me because it wants me to get away from it? That was the only reason I was using that spell. God damn
I'm
it.
afraid not, but its tendrils seem like semi-independent entities.
Right.
And as if you get flailed around an awful lot, as it's just very confused. It's not the smartest creature in the world.
Okay.
It's about as smart as Gun. Sorry, not about as smart as Gun. About as smart as Grog.
Uh,
You got Grog and Gun mixed up, you know. And that will bring us to Tilly.
I'm gonna stab it.
Yes, you are.
I'm flanking. Am I technically flanking?
Yes, because you're not restrained. So you get a +2 to that.
So that's a 22.
That does hit.
I imagine that hits. And do I get sneak attack?
You do get sneak attack.
Okay, good. So that is 15 piercing damage.
15 piercing damage. All right.
Yeah. Shank it real good.
So your dagger goes into the back of this creature, and the eye comes around as if to be like, "What are you doing?" Just stares at you.
I don't feel like hiding is particularly of merit here, so I will do weapon fighting.
Okay.
As well. That is a 18.
And that misses, unfortunately. As you smack your hand against this creature, it's like punching solid rock, and you're just like, ah.
It's a sturdy boy.
And that will end your go, which brings us to Bologna.
If I do produce flame again, I'm gonna have disadvantage anyway, right? So all right, I'm just gonna do that again. Just gonna produce flame and try to flick it at the main body of it.
Okay.
Well, my first roll was a 4, the second was a natural 20, so that's gonna miss anyway.
It does. Yeah. Woo.
Yeah.
All right, which will bring us to its go.
420.
You reckless attacked, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's going to bite you.
I deserve it for the 420 joke.
Yes, you do. That is a 25 to hit.
Ooh.
Oh no.
I can't cut those words.
Oh, look, I rolled max damage on 3
Oh,
dice.
fuck.
Oh my god.
I'll learn you.
It's buried with her ancestors. It's fine.
Hey! These aren't
I'll
my
run.
ancestors. Not all dwarves, you racist. Fuck.
34 points of piercing damage.
Oh,
Reduce
that's fine.
half. That's half though. To
17.
17. Yeah.
Oh, I'm still alive, just. Oh no.
You shook off 17 damage in your sleep. You're fine.
That's fine. All right. And it is going to try and grapple you, Tilly.
Oh.
That is going to be a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
All right, so it grabs you,
Yeah.
lifts you into the air once again, and that will end its turn. Running.
I'm gonna step out, swap Hunter's Mark back over to the creature, and try and just end it.
Okay.
I don't end it. 12 to hit.
No, your arrow shatters against its rocky hide, which brings us to Gun.
Okay. I'm gonna curse my hubris after saying dwarves don't have hubris. What are you talking about? And then try and hit it, not recklessly, because I am so close to dying. It is beyond a joke.
Okay.
I do not.
What did you roll?
Like 14.
And on the other dice?
No, 14 was the highest number.
Oh.
That's including my modifier.
Moving on then to Namari's go.
I'm blasting.
Wait. No, sorry. I have a potion. And
Yes.
potions are bonus actions to drink, right?
Yes, but you can't reach it right now.
Fuck. Never mind. Sorry, Lydia.
No, that's fine. Hitting this instead. 20?
That just hits.
How has that thing such a... I mean, yeah, it's made from rock.
It's a rock.
I am aware. That is 13 damage.
13 damage.
Yeah.
All right. So you reach out your hand once again. Almost all of the rest of your party are flailing around in the air. You just, and the blast ripples out into the eye of this creature, and it just rends the eye. And as it just sprays all over the rest of your party, apart from Ronan, surprisingly not the one getting covered in horrible stuff today. The creature just, and suddenly falls incredibly limp, and just the entire top of the stalagmite just like a banana over the top, like a really sad wizard's hat, flops over. And it just, the gaping maw is just open, and this horrible gurgling just as it dies.
And I look up immediately, see if more things are falling from the ceiling anytime soon.
I mean, nothing. It just looks like a bunch of stalactites.
Uh,
I want a bath.
I just prestidigitate straight away, so I am as instantly as possible clean.
Yeah, I sidle over and ask if you'll do it for me as well.
Yeah, I'll sort everyone out after just a really long sigh of letting everyone else just sit in it for a while.
Trust
And
me, I'll
just-
walk you dry cleaner.
Laid on the floor.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll drop a cure wounds on Gun as well.
I was gonna say I've got a couple spells I can just like reach over, touch gun, and like give her a level 2 boop.
I give you a pat on the shoulder.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome, pal.
Very
12
encouraging.
from me.
12 from Malona.
I'm also going to use my healer's kit and healer feat and patch up wounds as well. So that's going to be a grand total of 21 points of healing from me.
Yo, shit. Thanks, guys.
And then everyone else that needs healing too, I've got healer's kit to patch everyone up. So just come to me.
Oh, cool, because I'm like almost wiped for shit today. So like, could I get some?
9 points.
Works for me.
Is everyone else okay?
I was just grabbed and flailed around for a little while. It missed nomming on me.
I teleported a lot.
Tilly, you okay?
Yeah, I'm on full health.
Still.
It's just when things bite, it's normally
Normally me, yeah.
yeah.
On the Mari.
I've gotten used to it at this point. Sorry, that was presumptuous of me. Just looking out.
Okay. So you're not resting or anything, you're just pressing forward.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys, I don't know if it happened over there because I was kind of tactically dipping in and out. Part of the dipping out, something came from the ceiling and nearly clobbered me to death.
Oh,
we saw.
same.
Oh, that happened to you too?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Shows the dented shield.
Wasn't strong. Like, I killed it instantly, but like,
Oh, mine killed
Yeah.
itself.
yeah, hurt like
A
fuck.
bitch.
Oh
Mhm.
my god. It's not because I'm weak as shit. It literally nearly caved in my shoulder and then bit me from the ceiling out of nowhere. So I don't want to stay here
Yeah, we need
at
to
all.
get out of here.
Well, I wouldn't mind a
Mhm.
short rest at any because I'm tapped out of magic, so
Not
What?
here.
Have I seen these things before? Being a mountain folk.
Make a history check.
I'm having an Eldritch Blast ready if anything falls. And I keep looking up, tripping over my own feet.
Nah, you kept your halls clean, free from anything like this. Pristine, not a speck of dust about it.
Shit.
So,
Well, all I'm going to say in terms of resting, a short one will benefit me nil. A
Yeah.
long one might, but it depends on how long we've been out and
you haven't been
what
out that long.
else we really want to
Been a
do.
few
Exactly.
hours.
I'm going to say it's not been that long since our last long rest. I'm going to stop saying the word long because it's starting to lose all meaning.
Long.
So
Extended period.
Yes.
Fair enough.
If we do take a longer,
Oh, just a short
period
one.
of
Will be...
rest.
No, I just need a short one.
I'm about tapped
okay.
out.
Well, I have a couple of things, just not.
I have 2 spells I can cast today. Like after that. But if we rest someplace, I think we should go back to the place that the creatures haven't seemed to bother with those 2 holy people.
Yeah,
I
that
know
would be
it's
smart.
I know it's creepy, but if nothing goes around there and touches it,
Mm-hmm.
Or at least that could be the plan for when we need the longer
yeah,
time
that's,
to rest.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
push
let's.
it forward for now.
Are you
The
sure?
further
You
we
don't want to
push
stop for a
forward-
bit to.
I can still fight. I just can't,
The,
Dazzle.
uh,
Do fancy
the
stuff.
further we push forward, the further back we have to push to rest there. If we're already not feeling great about our magic, and I am also tapped, I have no magic left. I'm down to bandages at this point. Then the further we push, the harder it's going to be to get back there. So really, if we want to push forward, we kind of abandon that place as a rest site.
Depends on how far forward we go, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We might find a good rest spot ahead.
that's what I'm thinking. We might just
Yeah.
be roughing it at this point.
Keep going for now.
Yeah, maybe we should try and be a bit quiet on the way.
I like that plan.
So no harmonizing.
Okay, so you were pushing forward at this point, but quietly.
Yeah, I think we're stealthing, right?
All right, so if you make a stealth check.
Yeah.
One of you has disadvantage.
That's me, guys.
Cool.
There was another 20 in there, wasn't there? No?
No, the opposite.
Oh.
Well, mine was 20.
Mine was 13.
24.
Mine too. 13.
My
Uh,
other one was a 4.
I got a 6. No, an 8.
Nice, good job, guys. Good job.
I got a 24. I disappear.
You can't disappear, Tristan. You're purple.
I can turn invisible.
I was
Just
gonna
there's a
say.
slight purple memory of where I was.
You're still invisible. It's just you're purple and invisible.
So I think the Predator's sheen, but purple.
No, I was thinking more like wherever you walk, there's like sheens of purple behind you, like glittery stars. But anyway,
And people just actively ignore seeing it. That's why it still works.
as you close yourselves down to the floor, move quietly, keeping to the edges as much as you can, still avoiding all of the different smoke, this mist around the edge that still clings to the outsides of this place. You continue down, and it's not much longer before the pathway opens up into a great, large cavern. It is dark, and you can't see that far beyond the light of... I assume someone's cast light, because the drift globe will run out by now. Oh no, it lasts forever unless it's daylight, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, it keeps going. Unless
Okay.
it's daylight.
So, beyond the light from the drift globe, you see nothingness. And, but what you can see now is housing. What looks to be industrial housing, the sorts of places you'd see smiths, and there's many of them that line the main road. But what you can see glinting in the darkness on the top of one of the rooftops is one of the figures that assaulted you on the entrance here. They're not moving any closer, but they're just sat there. Claws on the edge of the roof, staring at you.
Okay, keep together, move quietly. Be
Bust.
ready.
Clang, clang, clang.
At the back, I'm like, I'm serious. I think I've pulled my I think my shoulder smashed. Roland, I swear, it's so sore.
How are you for HP?
Oh, I am badly bashed. I am still bloodied.
Oh, for fuck's sake. All right, so as we're walking, so he stops complaining. I'll give you my last level 2 cure wounds. That is 16 points of healing to you.
Aw.
Shut up.
That's not a I like you. That's a quitty or bitchin' here. Sick
I
of
don't
hearing
quit
you.
bitching.
Get over it.
So are you going to continue moving forward?
Yeah, but this is all traumatic for Gun. Seeing a dwarven hold this fucked up with these creatures all over it. She's not as sure of herself as she's marching forward. She's a bit not there.
Okay. So as you continue moving forward at this point, as you walk, ancient dwarven items, similar in function to the drift globe, but far more dwarven. They're very crystalline as opposed to a sphere. Begin to boom around you as you walk, lighting up the area, slowly revealing this cavern. And you see now the great troughs that run through it, the large furnaces and tall smokestacks. This looks like a forge. And as you progress through, you see these creatures dart from rooftop to rooftop, jumping between each of them in phenomenal bounds. And many of them stop, turn, and watch you. You see only the smaller ones, not the larger one with the coal-like eyes. But they jump. Some of them stop. Some of them gather and cluster together and watch you. Some stab each other. But they all seem to keep their distance from you as you continue making your way forward until at the end of the path, boom, 2 of them light up, and you see what for you, Gun, is probably quite a horrifying sight. Looming over the district, and a sight that is familiar, the Temple of Moradin, the white stone structure of angles and tall windows that glisten with crystalline glass, sits in front. Hardened streams of once molten metal drip from the outlets across the lower reaches of the structure, glistening like a macabre and twisted version of an ice sculpture. The tall ramp up to the entrance is shrouded in shadow. An amorphous cloud erupts around the gate. You can barely make out the closed doors to the entrance, but you see this roiling cloud, bubbles and twitches. It's still a distance from you now, probably around 200 feet, but you're able to make it out thanks to these lights appearing around you.
It's not supposed to do that, is it?
And I start welling up a bit, but Gun is no crier. She's in an anger, so she's just feeling it for her anger. So she swallows back her tears and grits her teeth, and she's like, "Let's go." And I just start marching towards the temple.
So you
I'm
get closer.
following.
Yeah, I just think we follow.
Mm-hmm. No, she can go see ya.
Bye.
I'd follow, but I imagine Gun's quite singularly focused, so I'll be looking around as
Same.
we approach.
Yeah, she has super tunnel vision.
The creatures are continuing to watch you as you walk.
But
None of
still
them.
not approaching, just watching.
None of them seem to be approaching.
Is it possible to maybe roll an insight check or something like that to see like if they're waiting for something or like?
Sure.
Because it's creeping me out how they're just chilling there.
Mm.
That is a 21.
Okay. They don't seem to be avoiding you for any particular purpose. You see no. It doesn't seem like this seems to be non-ordinary behavior for them.
It's just super creepy. All right.
So you get closer and closer. This cloud twists around the edge here. It's similar to the clouds you see that wisp around the edges of shadows, but much deeper, much more ominous. And it roils around this ramp.
The shadow similar to the one held back by the two.
Unable to see. That wasn't a cloud or anything. That was just
Okay.
black.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Any thoughts?
Lots. All of them inappropriate swear words.
In multiple.
Well, we're not really going to let you go there on your own, are we?
Well, if I don't go in there and see it for my own eyes, how can I tell a really good story about it later? So I'm going to have to come with you.
You could make one up.
I could, and it would probably be great, but, first-hand experience and all that.
I
So-
probably wouldn't find the way back on my own as well.
Step
Run.
forward.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I have no option but go. This is everything I've set out for. As much as I hate everything about this, this is what I wanted.
Good. You take a step forward, as does the shadow, a foot forming out of the darkness, a pad, before another, as the shadow seems to twist inwards. It begins to take form as you walk towards it. It too walks towards you. Every step, more of it seems to just form behind it. What becomes a wisp behind slowly forges into the hind quarters of a snarling hound the size of a small house. Blackened teeth open and whine with this horrifying, baleful sound. This that just curls your spine, just twists every notion of what fear is inside you and reasserts the new low of darkness. As it steps towards, it looks to the left and the right, and you see as small patches of this smoke, they too begin to coalesce into two more of these stogs. They're smaller in size, and as they begin to step forward as your party steps, the dread begins to set in as the edges of your vision seem to cloud down until it almost feels like this dome, this area here where this temple is the edges of existence for but a moment. And you only feel the most primal of urges. Fight or flight.
Probably going to be that first one.
Yep.
Back of the mind, run away, run away, run away, run away.
Sword
Everyone
out.
else is staying here.
Massive dwarven battle cry. In I go.
Let's roll for initiative then.
Jesus Christ.
Get arrested. Oh my god.
Hang on. I'm on full health and have basically everything. I only have one thing I can run out of, and I have it.
So you're the tank for this particular encounter.
Maybe not if I roll 2s on initiative again.
I have 3 spells and 1 inspiration.
I have one spell.
0 spells.
I have 1 maneuver, and I think whatever this thing is, it might not be something I can knock down.
All I'm going to say is, guys, we can all be safe in the knowledge that I will still have a killer smile, and I might just be able to talk our way out of this. Like, if they seem like, reasonable people.
Amenable. Yeah.
Also, apparently, Susie, audio's cutting out.
I think that might have been me being an idiot with the mute button again on my end. You guys will have been heard, I hope. But it's possibly me because I did realize I was muted for a part of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So hopefully the audio problems are fixed. If not, do let us know.
If not,
Someone
try
will.
refreshing Twitch because it's a butt.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. 25 to 20.
23.
Gun stepping up to the plate. All right. 15 to 20.
17. Damn it.
18 from you, Namari.
Yeah.
Okay. $10 to 15.
13 for me.
10. Oh, that was so cute.
Okay. 5 to 10.
6.
Good job. Good job.
Thanks.
All right. So, as you pull your blade from the sheath gun, it is the only sound which penetrates this darkness for but a second. As and let's go to this.
Gonna fuck something up, are you?
Go on, guys.
Like how the half-elves are always sort of next to each other. They're almost like,
I thought it was the size of a house.
Alright. There's only
So
one
which one's-
thing.
Right,
Oh,
yeah, now it's
that
bigger.
suddenly got bigger.
My bad. For some reason,
Separate.
it got
No, fine. So it's me then, yeah?
Mm-hmm. It's 12 in house.
Okay. So I will scream something incoherent in Dwarvish that sounds really scary. It's probably like the word for butter. And then just charge towards this dog thing. And I'm just gonna bring down my wrath upon it.
Okay.
Not doing it reckless. Yeah, fuck it. I'm so mad. I'm gonna do it reckless and I'm gonna rage on the way.
You have advantage anyway.
I do? I'm not gonna do it reckless, Liz. Put that second die. Oh, I mean.
As you raise the blade up towards this creature, it seems to hum in your grasp for a moment.
Okay.
It's thinking.
That would be 26.
That does hit.
15 slashing.
15.
No,
slash.
wait, 17, because I forgot my +2 for
Okay, so you carve into this creature and it's like carving straight into blackness itself. Your blade sticks and seems to just be lost forever until... Ow!
You alright?
Ah! I got
Stop
too into
hurting
it.
yourself.
I got too into it there. As it cracks across the other side, coming out of the creature's flank. Just gonna move that. Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
No, I can't. So I'm just gonna be there like...
All right. And that will bring us to its turn. and as it puts both of its front paws forward, slams onto the ground and raises its head up and just lets out this horrible howl, which I'm not going to do. And I would like everyone within 300 feet to make a wisdom saving throw.
I think that might be all of us.
Nah, I'm in my own little world.
Does it have to be wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
If this is against fear, halflings get advantage, right?
With what, sorry?
If it's against fear, halflings get advantage, right? And if so, is it against fear?
It is against fear. I don't think halflings get advantage against fear.
Yeah, they've got bravery.
Oh yeah, they got bravery. They're so brave.
You're so
Brave.
brave.
Bilbo.
It's not a charm, right?
No, it's not John.
That is a 12 from me
Okay.
Dean.
with advantage.
17 from me.
Okay.
You're
you're
muted, Stevie.
How does
20.
a how does a -1 sound?
I
That's
mean,
pretty
it sounds, yeah, that sounds awful. I got 25.
25.
Yeah, I
Okay.
rolled natural 19.
Just want to check something here a moment.
It turns out it's actually really nice.
Oh, what a cute doggo.
Just kidding.
All doggos are good doggos.
Ugh.
All doggos.
Okay.
They're all good dogs, Brent.
So, as this howl echoes out, it catches all of you by surprise, just the horror of this howl. But for one of you, this creature was responsible for destroying seemingly part of the whole for your kin. And for you, Gun, the fear truly sets in and the pit of your stomach twists and warps as you are frightened of this creature.
Shit.
And that will end its go. And it brings us to Namari.
I am going to go around, see the big creature, see the small creature. Not entirely sure what to do. I'm blasting the big one
Okay, go for it.
for now. 17.
That does hit, yeah.
Good. Ooh, max damage 15.
Nice. Okay. All right, and that will end your go as this blast slams into the target. It just seems to puncture the shadow for a moment, and it wisps about before reforming again. And that will end your go, Tristan.
I'm gonna do a thing, but I feel like it's probably gonna be quite good at this. So can I just like actively request for you to roll really bad? And cast blindness on it for a con save.
Okay.
Hoping that it doesn't see through other means.
19.
Damn you, vile creature.
A smug sip of tea, coffee.
No, that's all I can really do, and I like where I am at the minute. So for now, I'm just gonna be
You also
really
get-
frustrated with myself.
You also get the feeling that this creature does see through means that aren't its eyes, considering its eyes are constantly shifting in
Right.
position on its head.
Maybe I should have asked that.
Not fully there as this creature.
Right. Okay.
Ronan.
Okay. Does Gun look like visibly shaken? Like, was there a change in demeanor from like the rage attack to like?
I don't know how do you look?
I feel like she would be shaking, but I feel like she shakes a bit when she's angry anyway. But she is actually full on crying at this point, and her teeth are gritted, not in a grimace, but like a crying face. She looks very much not as aggressive as she normally would in combat. There's something fucking her up.
Then I'll call out to her as I draw an arrow as well. Before I fire the arrow, I'll tell her, Gun, I took the giants. Don't let me take this one. Come on. and I'll roll an attack for 19 to hit.
That does hit. Yep, you do get Colossus Slayer.
Ooh, tasty. 13 points of damage.
Okay. So the arrow into this creature in the shadow at this point is barely managing to coalesce. The onslaught so far has just caught this creature just completely off guard, as it were. That will end your go, Ryan. Walona.
Alright, I'm gonna take a chance. Do these creatures look like they're made of like fire or smoke or something like that?
No, shadow.
Okay, cool. Going to move over here and put my hands together, and we're gonna cast Burning Hands.
Okay, go for it.
And that is...
That's a dexterity save, right?
Yeah, it's a dexterity save DC 14.
I rolled a 17 on both dice.
Alright, so half damage.
Mhm.
Wow! Alright, so that's 3. Whoops. So they take 2 points of fire damage each.
Nice.
Yeah.
So as the flames lick around them, they seem mostly unperturbed by it.
Mother frick. Well, I'm out. So, yeah, that's that's my turn.
It is their go, and both of them just prowl around you, and they're both going to bite down on you.
Warding flare.
So that's a 10 on one attack, and a 14 on the other.
Both miss.
So one of them, you hit it with your shield as it flashes with light, and the creature just reels backwards for a moment. The other one goes to bite, but is biting where you were just a moment ago, and not anticipating reactions, as you manage to avoid both of the attacks. And that will end their go, bringing us to Till.
Okay. I feel like the big boy is still the best target here.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna sidle up here alongside Gun. I'm gonna see what this magic dagger does against the spooky shadow monster.
Okay.
And that's gonna be roll a 4. So I don't think I've hit it.
No, the dagger just passes straight through the creature, and it's back in your hand.
So I'm gonna disengage. And move back off.
Okay. And that will bring us to the top of the round again, Gun. And as you there and you're frightened, you just hear Ronan call out, and for some reason, it just resonates you with you a bit, and your mind clears for a moment, and you are no longer frightened.
Hey, cool. Right. Now I'm absolutely definitely going to reckless attack. No, I don't need to. I have advantage, right? Still?
Yes, you do.
Sick. That's 19 plus 7, 26. Again.
26, that hits, yep.
Oh, fucking dice, stay where you are. 11 slashing.
11 slashing. How do you want to do this?
Oh shit, no, what? Okay, so having just been like frightened and like every bone in her body is saying run away, this is too big a fight for you, she grits her teeth hearing Ronan being all like, oh yeah, I got the trolls and the giants. She's like, yeah, fuck this, pull it together, girl. So she sort of like slaps herself in the face a bit, and then she just like leaps towards it and just brings the sword down. And as she does, she actually screams Avilhar.
Okay. So, as you leap into the dog and you just spear it through the tip of the head with your blade, the shadows seem to twist and form around it, just swirling into this cyclonic mass around your blade for a moment. This howling, just perishing sound of a dog that seems to have been elongated over tens of seconds, just twists around. And in that moment, silence just catches the air before the shadow bursts outwards, erupting against the walls before collapsing into the light of Hilly's drift globe. Not a single droplet of it remains from this large creature. And that will end your go. brings us to Namari.
Yeah, I like the Mastiff better than this one. Good, good. And I will blast one of the smaller dogs.
Okay.
That's one. 21.
All right. 21 does hit.
Yeah, max damage again. Rolled a 10, 15.
Okay. So this slams into one of these shadowy creatures and the form bulges outwards for a moment, like a bullet going through smoke, but then forms back in. But significantly less solid at this point, which brings us to Tristan.
I would like to take out my crossbow and fire at this one.
Okay.
So that's
Is
gonna
that the one that Namari shot out, or the other one?
the other one. I think you shot the one on the further
Yeah.
to the right, didn't you? Yeah.
All right.
Good. That's what I want to do. It's going to be 16 to hit.
That does hit. Yep.
Sweet. And that's going to be 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay. So you notice as you hit this creature, much like you just realized upon hitting it now happened similarly to Ronan's attack against the larger one, your physical attacks don't seem to hit it as much. But you've noticed that gun doesn't seem to have the same problem.
Right.
But that will end your turn and bring us to Ronan.
Yeah, I will just attempt to hit one of them with an arrow. At this point, I just the 12.
That does hit. Just.
Then it'll do 11. 15 points of piercing damage.
15 points. Okay. So once again, you just catch it with the arrow, and it, similar to Namari's blast, it just reforms after it, seeming to not have as much impact as Namari's blast did, though. And that will bring us to Willona.
I'm going to use my action to disengage.
Okay.
And then get the fuck out of dodge.
All right. Good to know.
That'll be my turn.
Which brings us to their go. One of them charges towards you again. The other towards you, Namari. It's going to attack you, Namari, with a 15.
That's my armor class, yeah.
And you going with a 15 as well?
Nope.
No? Okay. So it bites you for 9 points of damage, Namari.
Mhm.
Just clamps down on you. And that will end their go. Which brings us to Tilly.
I figured guns got that one. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna come in and help Namari out.
Okay.
Stab this one in the back.
Yeah.
That is a 19.
That does hit, yes.
It'd be 21 with a flanking, actually. And I get sneak attack on this.
You do, yes.
So that is a total of 7. Wow. 11 piercing damage.
Okay.
Not my finest roll.
So you stab into the back of this creature, and it's looking very wounded at this point.
And then I will bonus action for 2-weapon fighting and also punch it.
Okay.
Ugh, that's a 13.
That hits.
15 with the.
Hits.
Okay, never mind. And that is 1 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Halved to 0.
Rad.
So it just boom into this creature. It's like punching nothingness. Your hand just whaps through cold darkness.
Nice.
Which brings us to the top of the round again. Gun.
I'm gonna destroy this thing,
Okay.
in theory. So, do I have advantage on this one?
Yeah.
Tight. 20, not natural.
That does hit.
Oh, that was terrible. 9 slashing damage. Roll 2 ones. Pew pew.
That's terrible. As your blade sings through the air, it cuts deep into this creature as it just against the force of your blow. It is Namari's go.
I am going to shocking because I don't think the stuff piercing and poison works against this. I'm going to shocking grasp the shadow puppy.
Okie dokie.
Or
Raise the
not.
shot color.
Because it's only 9, and I don't think that hits.
9 in total?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I rolled
that
a 2.
does miss. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as your lightning does not seem to impact upon this creature this time. Would you like to do anything else for yourself?
No, I'm staying in melee also.
Okay.
I'll
Brings us
get
to Tristan.
switched.
You're muted.
Now that it's moved up to melee, I'm going to just take the short sword out and crack at it again.
Okay.
For a 19.
That does hit, yes.
Short sword is decent. Ooh, that's good. That's going to be 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage.
Yeah.
Oh my word. Okay. So, as you jab down into this creature, surprisingly, despite the fact that you can feel your blade not really hitting much, the creature just seems to drop like suddenly it's made out of sand. It just goes to the ground and the shadow across the floor before it dissipates away.
Nice.
Killing that creature, which brings us to Brennan. You're muted.
I've got an arrow ready, and I'm aiming at the creature's right by gun, and then I just don't dare steal the kill, not now. And I'm gonna put the arrow back, and I'm gonna spend my action to try and do a perception check to see if there's any other threats forming.
Gotcha.
From the
Go
shadow.
for that. And while you're doing that, it is Wallona's go.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
You can't see anything right now. The rest of the shadow that hasn't turned into these creatures is very much backed up against the walls right now.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
have such qualms. I'm gonna do produce flame and hurl it at it. Oh, for frig's sake. 13.
That hits.
Excellent. It's a 1d8 fire. Come on. Oh, 1 point of fire damage. I'm about to spam these dice.
Which brings us to the doggo, who's going to bite at you, Gun. You didn't reckless attack. That's going to be an 11 to hit. All right, so as it snarls against you, you just brace it with your blade, and it just against the sword. Tilly. You meet it.
I am going to stab a thing. Surprise. Oh wait, no, I have halfling lucky. I can reroll that. That was a 1.
Come on, roll into a 1 again.
That's a 26 on the second time round.
Jesus, yeah, that hits.
And that is a total of 6, 8, 13 piercing damage.
All right, so you just slide up behind this creature, and as you do, the blade goes in, and you just carve it around, and there's this creature once again just in front. You just, and as you look up now over the top of this creature as it drops, you just see Gun.
Calm down, Gun. It's
Now I
over.
can distinguish friend from foe. I'm not some rabid animal.
You say that, but the first time we fought, I think you bit it.
This is true. I did bite the throat from a creature. Yeah, okay.
So, as the last of these creatures falls, the silence clings once again. The patch of darkness has vanished from the front of the gates, and you see the pristine mithril gates of the front of the Temple of Moradin.
I just crossed my arms. I'm like, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be.
For the record, was that biting conversation out loud?
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Making mental note. That's fine.
Oh, so Gun shouted out something mid-fight.
Mm.
Would those who know Dwarvish know what she said?
It was literally just butter.
No, I thought you
No,
started
no,
something
no,
else
yeah.
as well. There was
Ah,
something
yeah.
Oh, right, there
specific.
was.
At some point, it will come up. I'll be like, Tristan, I know she
Yeah.
said our accents were bad, but did she roar like something?
Yeah,
I don't know if I got the word wrong, but
You don't know what the word is.
Right,
Yeah.
okay, just checking. Fair dues.
I want to look outside, see what the tonguey creatures are doing now
Yeah.
that the shadow puppy is gone.
You're still in that area.
Yeah, so I
So
want to
it's
just
not. It's yeah. You
put
just
my
look
head
around.
out to see what's happening.
Oh, we're not in the temple?
You're not in the temple. No, you're
Okay.
at the entrance.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the end of this cavern.
Cool. Then turn back and see if they're still looming, lurking.
They seem completely fine. They're doing as they were before. In fact, they seem to have less of an interest in you now.
I'm straight.
So I guess we cleanse the
we go in?
temple or something?
I'm okay to go in. Are you alright to go in? Is anyone super tapped out?
I have nothing but
Actually,
my
no, I'm
mace
not.
and cantrips.
Unless we go in right now, because that was my last rage, which I still haven't dropped, so I'm still very angry.
It drops about now.
Yeah.
Fuck. No, I'm not alright to go in. If we have
I'm
to fight
fine.
something in there.
I mean,
I would benefit from having a rest.
as would I.
Oh.
I'm on full health still.
Tilly's just
I
like,
was-
Oh, so am I. It's
Okay.
just I have no
It's
thing
all good.
I can do.
Well, I was gonna say maybe some of the more stealthy folk, not me, because
You have around 10 hours until you can long rest.
well, fuck then, let's just go, let's do it.
I was just wondering if
Does
maybe
the temple still look fucked up, or does it look a bit more cleansed now?
I mean, the front where the shadow was, there's no longer shadow there, but the rest of it is still the molten metal, which usually seems to usually pour down out of these outlets, is still frozen solid.
Mm.
You know, it's hardened. It's not frozen solid. It's not molten anymore.
Is anyone getting like a reverb off Stu there? It sounds like he's in a
Yes.
cavern.
Yes, I've noticed that the entire time, and it's been creeping me out because I'm like, I don't know if this is part of the music or if it's like something he's done, but it really sets the mood.
I haven't done anything. I haven't made.
No, I don't hear it either.
I'm not
So-
complaining, it's really thematically fucking awesome.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Do one of the sneakier types want to maybe possibly go in and be sneaky and see if there's anything near there that we need to avoid?
The doors are shut, right?
Yes, and it seemed that the shadow was pushing up against the doors.
The sneaky boys aren't getting in there. I said sneaky boys, and I realised that the sneaky ones
That's just me.
is just Tilly,
Oh.
who's not a boy.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
no,
Be
but
pretty
they're
sneaky,
all-
and I can turn invisible while being sneaky. Thank you.
I'm sneaky as fuck.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, we can if we push in, and if it's something we have to fight, I can take hits. That's fine.
I
Let's just
can
go.
too, but
Let's just
not
go.
very long.
Let's just go. Let's do it. Let's just do it.
Yep.
We're gonna get
Okay.
that gate open first.
Okay.
Going up and pushing or
Alright.
pulling as required.
As you touch the gate, it is that cool, soft touch of mithril. And as you push the doors open, they open quite easily to you. It opens up into the darkness within. As you step inside, hello? And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
No!
Cliffhanger.
Well, I do not trust anyone still alive down here.
Right?
Well, yeah, we're in a temple.
Hmm?
And the darkness was seeming to try to get in.
There's been rumors about this city for hundreds of years.
All
Dwarves
dwarves
get
can
to
live
be
a
old
long
as
time.
fuck, yeah.
Yeah, and they're not going to be in the best state of mind having sat in a temple for 100 years.
I mean, fair. But I mean,
I haven't had company in 3 centuries.
dwarves
Sorry.
in general just kind of like live in mountains and like, yeah, fuck this. So, you know, who can really tell? I can say that because I'm a dwarf, you know. Like, if you guys
I
say
mean-
that, that's dwarfist.
How many decades of food do you store in a temple normally?
You got clerics, create food and water.
True.
Anyway,
Yeah, so I hope everybody enjoyed that. I hope it was sufficiently spoopy enough. But if you did enjoy it, please do let us know. Let us know on Twitter, follow the channel. If this is your first time joining us as well, you can catch up on the rest of Kureon over on YouTube. The link will be in the chat right now. And if you enjoy that, please do drop a subscription there for Susie and like any of the videos that you do watch. It helps us out, lets us know that you're enjoying it. And if you want to follow any of us on Twitter, you can. Those are below. We do appreciate the feedback, even if you want to tell us we did it all wrong. That's not how that works. Good to know. I get rules wrong all the time. It's fine. Some of them I purposefully get wrong. But if you want to check out anything else that anybody else does as well, does anyone have any announcements? Or shall I just go for it?
Just the usual 13th of April little one shot in the most haunted underground vaults of the city. And after April, it's probably going to be a monthly event. Check my Twitter, Half-Assed Hermit, for updates. I'll post everything there once it's live.
That's in Edinburgh, right?
Edinburgh, yes.
Yes. All right.
Scotland.
Bike Club is back this Wednesday, so if you're in the mood for any more spoops, join us for our Curses Strahd run through where I am the DM. Stu, there is the cleric Volgus. This one here, Jamie, is the barbarian, and this one even further that way is our druid, who apparently is a queen.
Oh, we knew that.
What about that? The last session ended with a
Right, the
well,
cliffhanger.
with a cliffhanger, and they met the top dog, and that's going to be a real shit show, I'm expecting. So hey, tune in for that. That's on Wednesday, 8 p.m. GMT.
Yeah, and do make sure to check out Aaron, Budding Rogue's game.
Check me out. I'm great.
Yeah, check out Aaron. Also check out Aaron's game, which is
A Hat in Time.
and
It's
available
on
there.
Steam and all major consoles except the Switch. Please do not ask us about the Switch.
So when's it coming out on Switch, buddy?
Never.
Okay.
I wasn't
good
going
to
to
know.
ask about Switch, now I'm tempted to.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We should switch over to something else. Maybe.
Yeah.
If you want to catch any more Susie streams, Susie does stream every weeknight apart from Thursdays, right here on this channel at the same starting time that this show started, 8 p.m. GMT. Aside from that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and we will catch you all next week for more Kureon, An Adventurous Tale. See you guys later.